Hey guys, what is up? Slappy here, doing a bit of a different video today. I want to do something different because it's Friday. You know, what's the point of Friday if not to just change it up a little bit? Originally, I was going to do a video all about things I would love to see changed in Creativerse, but then I logged on and half the things I listed were already changed. So, big shout out to them. They did a really good job with the new update. It's really cool. But I thought I would do still a bit of a different video, so there's some Overwatch gameplay in the background. This video has nothing to do with that. There's probably a title that explains what this is, but I guess I'm just excited for a bunch of games coming out, and I thought I'd bring them up. Some of them you guys have definitely heard of, some of them you might not have heard of, but are coming out or in early access, that sort of thing. So it's kind of a cool way for me to show you guys what I'm excited for, and you know, maybe you guys will see some games that you're excited for, and we could chat about it in the comments. Although sometimes YouTube, I have to restart Chrome to reply to comments. It won't let me post a comment, which is really weird. So if I like your comment, I don't reply, even though it's probably something replyable. It was probably my Chrome being messed up. Anyway, I've been talking too long. Let's get into games I'm looking forward to. And the first one is something that's really cool and is promising a ton, and I'm a little worried it won't deliver. You know, No Man's Sky-ish. But the alpha is coming out soon. I signed up. Hopefully I get in because I'd love to try it. It's called Steam Hammer. It's a sandbox RPG set in a steampunk world with all sort of survival elements. And I think I just said every genre other than FPS. Basically, it's like this steampunk world that's sort of a sandbox game. It has this big crafting system that you can use to, it says to progress from makeshift machetes to an airship fleet. Basically, you start off, almost like it looks like Age of Empires or something, and then you kind of build your way up through this tech tree, and you make these huge airships. And there's modular buildings, steam motorcycles, flying leviathans, whatever that is. It also has a whole customized weapon system, apparently, with like chain swords and Tesla-generated weapons. So it all sounds very, I'm not even sure what the game really is. It looks kind of like Age of Empires mixed with like a cool first-person fighting element. It looks really neat, though. The trailer is playing. They also say that there's going to be 64-person PvP online, where you can use jetpacks to like hijack enemy airships, and it just sounds really cool. There's supposed to be some multiplayer elements where you can like build cities with your friends and connect them with secret tunnels and whatnot. Apparently there's a whole mining system to get minerals. There's multiple classes they listed: engineer, scientist, stormtrooper, farmer. It just sounds really cool. And then on top of it all, they said stay alive on the Acrobo Islands, reveal all their mysteries, develop technology, and more. So it basically sounds like a game where you can do just about anything. So yeah, Steam Hammer looks really neat. Anyway, that was just the first game. That's probably the longest game I'll talk about, just because I recently found out about it and looks really cool. The next three games I'm excited for are all kind of big releases, and then I'm going to go back into the indie world. But the next three ones, Battlefield 1 comes out October 21st. If you guys have been on the channel a while, you know I'm a huge fan of Battlefield 4, although I never really post Battlefield 4 content. I would love to post some Battlefield 1 content, see if you guys are interested in it. But, you know, going back to World War 1, I'm actually really excited. I love Battlefield 4 because, you know, it's boots on the ground. There's not all this flying around and jumping. So I'm excited to go back to World War 1, and the maps look amazing. I didn't get in the beta, but it looks really cool with the desert and everything. Excited for that. The next one is Bethesda game, Dishonored 2. The first game was so freaking good. If you've never played Dishonored, you can get it for like $5 at EB Games used, and it's just like an awesome single player experience. I've played through it like 10 times. Each time it's almost like a different game. One time I tried to kill everyone, one time I tried to get through without killing anyone. They're really well made. It's Bethesda. They have really cool narratives. The trailer looked really awesome. The first game was really good, so I'm just crazy hyped for Dishonored 2. It's got some really cool stealth stuff if you're into like stealth games with cool stories. And the trailer in this one had this whole psychedelic vibe going. It looked really cool. Anyway, the third one is by Ubisoft. It's called Steep. It comes out in December, apparently. And this one is like an open world snowboarding game. And I really liked like the SSX games when I was a kid, like just boarding down the mountain, screwing around. Apparently this is like an open world snowboarding game. It looks really cool, but you can also use like skis, wingsuits, paragliders. I imagine there's some sort of like challenges that you have to complete. It just looks really cool and kind of like a throwback to what I played as a kid. And I think if they do it right, it could be like a really cool like extreme sports thing. Hopefully it's cool. Like, I'm kind of like fingers crossed because this could go either way, but it looks pretty neat. There's also an awesome like GoPro view with the wingsuit that's like a first person and you're like flying down the mountains. I'm just like, that looks awesome. Throwback game. Anyway, that's about it for the huge studios, because I do like a lot of indie games. So these next 6 are indie games that I think look really cool. And honestly, I put 6. I had like 3, and then I was like, well, I might as well make it a list of 10. But anyway, number 5 is called Grip. It's in early access now. They have said it's coming to PS4. It's on PC right now in early access. They have confirmed PlayStation, Xbox One is likely. But it's like a hardcore racing game. It looks like a super jacked up Mario Kart, which I love Mario Kart, so I'm kind of excited. You race on like alien planets, and they range from like icy to jungly to like these alien mega cities, which I just think is kind of cool, because if you have like an Earth racing game, which is a weird thing to say, but if you have like an Earth racing game, you're kind of limited, sort of. So I think with like alien planets, you can do like all kinds of really cool tracks and neat mechanics and stuff. So I think it'll be cool. There's a whole like armored car system that apparently, in a feature coming soon, they said you're going to be able to like upgrade your cars and do all that. So I think it's just had a lot of potential, and I really like Mario Kart as like a casual racing game, so I think it's cool to have sort of an option like that. There's been a few over the years. I actually had a lot of fun with these Sonic All-Star Racers. It just looks like if they put time and effort into that game, it could be really cool. The next up is a game called Tacoma that's actually coming in 2017, which is a bit of a downer. It was supposed to come out, I think, the end of this year. Got pushed. It's from the makers of Gone Home. Gone Home is a really cool game I really enjoyed. Sometimes I like those shorter story games where you play for 8 hours and you just have a really cool immersive experience. And Tacoma looks to be along that lines. You're on a lunar transfer station named Tacoma, and you're supposed to unravel this mystery of this woman's first day. I forget her name. It's like this woman's first day on the ship. She disappeared, I guess, and you kind of explore this lunar station, trying to figure it out. And I imagine because it's from the makers of Gone Home, there's going to be a cool mystery, and it's like a first-person exploration. You explore this, space station, which I think looks really cool. It's a cool setting, and I think it could be a really cool game. Gone Home was really cool, so I have high hopes for that. And it's also, Gone Home in a space station. I'm like, that sounds awesome. So that looks pretty cool. The next one is the only horror game on this list. I don't really play horror games. I don't like horror games unless they're really cool. I really liked Neverending Nightmare. Was really messed up, but I really enjoyed it. But this one's called Perception. It's made by high-end developers. A bunch of the guys are from BioShock and BioShock Infinite and then Dead Space. So it's got a lot of pedigree behind it. And it's basically a first-person horror narrative game that you see everything with echolocation. This game got a lot of hype when it got previewed at E3, I think. I remember hearing a lot about it. But basically, I just think it's a really cool thing to have a video game where you're seeing in echolocation. I actually met, I didn't meet him, I heard him talk. There was this kid who, he plays basketball using echolocation. He was really cool. But anyway, I think it looks really neat. It's got a lot of pedigree behind it. It's got a lot of potential. I don't know how good it'll be, but I'm also not a huge horror game person, so maybe I'll play it and just be well, it's cool, but I don't want to play it anymore. But that looks neat. The next one on the list is called Portal Knights. It's out in early access. I actually recently bought it because it went on sale. I think it's $17 normally. It was on sale recently for 10 or something. I bought it. I haven't played it yet. I really want to play it. It's got some pretty good reviews. It's like Minecraft mixed with an RPG adventure game. It looks pretty cool, and I'll probably have that on my channel sometime soon. It looks like something I would record, but it looks really neat. Apparently it's really cool. They have plans to add all kinds of stuff to it, but it just looks like a neat game. I'm kind of a big fan of anything that's like Minecraft if it's made well. I like those crafting adventure games. This one looks to have a whole RPG with stories and whatnot. It looks pretty cool. The next one, the 9th on the list, is called Vector 36, and the reason I'm excited about this game is because if you had a childhood where you played Star Wars pod racing, I had it on Game Boy and I think PlayStation when I was a kid. It was so fun, and this looks like a spiritual successor to Star Wars pod racing. Right now it's in early access, but it's pretty bare bones from what I understand. I haven't bought it or anything. It just looks cool, but apparently it's pretty bare bones. You craft a pod and you race it on Mars. It's also VR ready, which I think is pretty cool. If you have VR, it'd be pretty cool to do Star Wars pod racing with it. The game looks pretty good. Apparently the physics engine is kind of cool, and that they have some pretty big plans for it, so it's probably going to be pretty neat by the time it's done. This last one, it's probably the one I'm least excited for on the list, but it kind of looks awesome in like it looks like it'd be a really good time to play with friends and like a really good time waster. I think it looks more like a mobile game, and it kind of got like a Worms vibe. It's called Forts. No release date yet, but it looks really cool. You build a fort while trying to knock down another person's. It's real-time gameplay. There's online. It more or less just looks like a good time to play with friends. I was a big fan of like Worms and stuff. There was one on Miniclip that I always played. I don't remember what it was called. But it looks a lot like this, and it just looks like it might be kind of a fun time. And that's basically the 10 games I'm kind of excited for coming out soon. I think they're pretty neat looking. Kind of a diverse list, as I realized as I was like going through it. I was like, wow. Couple racing games, couple story games, couple shooters, all kinds of stuff. I think it'll be cool to see how these games come out and whatnot. Some of them will probably be on the channel. But yeah, if you like this type of video, let me know in the comments, because, you know, I could make more talky videos like this. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more stuff and more videos and stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.